Hello, this is David Balkovin, and I'm making this video to show students how to use the Microsoft Word program to create MLA formatted documents. I've also created a video using Google Docs. Together, Google Docs and Microsoft Word are probably the two most common software programs. So hopefully these will help you. I wanted to show you a common reference point that is a helpful one for just making sure you're up to date on MLA. If you had taken a writing class before April 2016, which was the last time MLA was updated, then your understanding of what the formatting looks like will be slightly different. So to see an up-to-date reference, look for the Purdue OWL site. Purdue University maintains this really helpful resource called the Online Writing Lab, or OWL for short, and on their website they have a lot of helpful information. Depending on what type of source you're referencing in your document, the formatting for that on the works cited entry is going to be a little bit different. Let's look at their sample paper to give you a sense of what it should look like. So this is a typical page of what an MLA paper would look like, and in this resource they have many different notes in these text boxes to help you to show you what it's supposed to look like. For example, on the title of your work, titles are centered, written in a 12-point Times New Roman font, and should not have any special font type or bold or underline or italicize or anything like that. The one thing that is unique about titles in MLA is that most words are capitalized on their first letter, but not words like in the middle of the word. If was the first word of the title, then that would also be capitalized. I'm sorry. So that's a handy reference. Let's go ahead and open up the Microsoft Word program. And let's open a new document. So I'm sure there is a way to change your default settings, but I'm not sure how to do that, to be honest. So I'm just going to show you starting from the basic setup of a document. First of all, the font's type is right now set as Calibri, and that's fine. But lately I've been on a kick of liking the Georgia font more. So I'm going to find Georgia and choose that instead. It doesn't matter too much of what kind of font type you use. Don't use something kind of frilly like this font type, or Comic Sans is out too. I'm also going to bump that up to 12 point. Makes it a little easier to read. So first off, in the upper left-hand corner of the first page of a document, you have some basic identifying information. That includes your name, the instructor's name. I have a PhD, so I happen to be a doctor. Next comes class name. Something that's not MLA approved, but something that I like as an instructor, is to include what assignment it is. Especially towards the end of a quarter, I often get many different types of documents happening, and it's confusing as to know which one it is I'm grading. So if you could put a colon after the class and then put in the assignment. Then they want you to write the date of submission. Not the date that you start working on it, but the date that you're turning it in. And they have a separate formatting for that, which is kind of unique. If you didn't do it this way, I'm sure it would be fine. But okay, so on the first page, you want those 4 things: your name, instructor name, class name, and then date. The next thing would be the title. But before we get too far along, I want to check on the default settings in the paragraph submenu. Let me highlight everything. A lot of the changes we'll be making are done in the paragraph submenu. Yeah, this is what I thought. You have to change some of these things. So you want the whole document to be double spaced. So set that to double. And then the spacing before and after, that means before and after a paragraph. You don't want any separate line spacing between paragraphs. You just want the regular double spaced lines. So set this to 0. Okay. So now in the title, you want that to be centered, so you can use this block right here. And then you type in your title. Like I said, most words are capitalized except for small words that are in the middle of the title. All right, then in the body of the paper, you go back to the left alignment. Now, this is where you can go back to the paragraph submenu, and you can, I want to indent every new paragraph. And you can do this automatically in the paragraph submenu by doing first line indent. Make sure that's set at a 1/2 inch. Then imagine you're writing the paper. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to type this fast? So it automatically creates this indent for you. You're not trying to use tab or whatever. New paragraph, hit enter. All right. Imagine that we are done with the paper and we're going to make a works cited page. I recommend using a hard page break, which is Control Enter. So hit Control and Enter at the same time. And that's different in a Mac, I think. I don't remember what the Mac settings is. This is for Windows-based machines. So now we're at the top of a new page. Get rid of that first line indent. And you use the center alignment again and type in works cited. Then go back to left alignment. Now, the formatting for a works cited entry uses a hanging indent. So what you would do is go to the paragraph submenu again, which is on the Home tab, and type in Special and type in Hanging. And again, make sure that's set at a 1/2 inch. What a hanging indent does is the first line of every entry is going to be out on the left margin, which is an inch in from the very edge of the page. But then if there's subsequent lines, it automatically indents it. Then hitting enter to get to a new entry. Same thing. It automatically, it's the opposite of a regular paragraph, where the first line of a regular paragraph is indented. On a works cited entry, the first line is on the left margin, and subsequent lines get indented. Another thing that you would want to include is a header in MLA formatting, and that is on every page. It's something that includes your last name and a page number. Go to the Insert tab and go to Page Number. Go top of page, plain number 3. That's the format that you want to have in MLA. And just type in your last name and a space, and that's it. And let's check to see if, yeah, it's doing it in Calibri because that's the default. So if you wanted to change that, you could go and make it consistent with the rest of your document. You could do that. So then when you click out of that and go to a different page, it will automatically be putting in the right page number for you. It's in the right place. If you try to do that manually, it will be in different places and different machines, and if you ever add or subtract content, it's going to be in a different place. Hopefully this introduction to creating MLA formatted documents using the Microsoft Word program is a helpful video. There is another video that is using Google Docs, and I think that's all I have to say.